Hello, guys. Going to apologize for any weirdness to my talking. I got braces on Monday, and they still hurt, and so I kind of talk funny, and I have like a lisp, and it's bad. But I wanted to do a video on your guide to elite groups, like the top ones on the leaderboards. Just to name a few: Sokoa, MRSA, Canadian Storm, Dauntless. I think they're Dauntless now. Yeah, like that. Basically, to get into an elite group, you're gonna want a few things. If you're under, say, 16 or 18 or so, it's not that you're not gonna get in. Your chances are just smaller because generally the people under about age 16 are usually really immature. So if you're under 16 and you want a shot, what you should do is, 1, eliminate chat speak. Because no one over usually 16 wants to deal with chat speak. It's just childish and annoying, and just don't do it. It's not necessary. You want to seem mature, so you don't want chat speak in your daily use. Aside from that, you're going to need a large stash of aging points, and you can get that by buying passes or whatever, but what I do is I recommend buying about 500 plus horses and taking care of them just every day, no excuses. You can do the basics, just groom, put to bed and feed them, and then you're done. Just don't waste your aging points on anything, and eventually you'll just get a huge stash of them and you'll be set to go. Other than that, you're going to want to get Morpheus arms, because you're going to need those. You can see my Equestrian Center's forum on ways I get Morpheus arms. And then hoard your money and hoard your items, because the more you have of everything, the more room you have to maneuver and trade things and get what you need. Each group is a little different. Some require you get tiers, some require timers, but the majority of the ones I've worked in is just Morpheus arms, or aging points if you're doing studs. Yeah, you don't need to be a pass buyer to do this. I hadn't bought passes up until I bought passes a week or two ago. I bought 10 for the first time since I joined over 3 years ago, and I was widely successful before I bought my passes, so you don't have to buy passes to become successful. A lot of groups require using fillers, which, for those of you who don't know what those are, is they're low-skilled horses that are trained in specific areas to fill competitions with the bluff horse, so you can get the wins faster and get away from being stomped. So you're going to need those. Each group is different. Some require, some don't, so you'd have to talk to the leaders about what you would need. And then a lot of groups nowadays, for the top ones at least, require around 4 horses a week, which really isn't that bad if you can get down to bluffing within half an hour or so. Basically, if you don't have a lot of free time, it's going to be hard to get into a top group unless you know someone and have connections, but it's not impossible, so don't give up on it. If you have any personal questions and you want me to give you my input and see, I would love to try and help. I worked with Heavenly Nakotas, MRSA Marwaris, Espirito Criollos. I lead Canis Lupus Brumbies. I used to lead Winds of Fate Holsteiners, which are now top, and I currently co-lead Polaris Jagias and Radioactive Shetlands. I've also worked with Canadian Storm, and I think 1 or 2 other top teams, but I can't quite remember. So I've been around. If you want to ask me questions or anything, I'd love to help. But that's about a general guide to the top teams on horse. If you want me to upload a video on how to best run a group, if you want to get one going that's widely successful, or just want to do something a little more competitive than just for fun where everyone does whatever, I can upload a video on that, and I will also do another video on, oh, I forgot, but I'll upload more. Sorry if you can't really understand me. I'm still getting used to the braces, so my talking is really screwy. But yeah, I hope that helped at least a little bit, and any comments, concerns, just let me know, and see you guys.